Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Welcome back to Third Eye Exchange. I'm Samantha Munoz, and I just wanted to start this pick a card out with an introduction of a few things. The first being this eclipse, all the energies that were going down in this retrograde, it was wild. I'm not even doing personal readings until June 1st to work on some self-care and grounding some integrations and downloads that I've just received, and trying to embody them fully before moving forward. And you have to fill up your own cup first before you fill into anyone else. So now that the energies have started to subside and settle, the inspiration for this is the where is my inner compass pointing me or directing me, so your inner guidance essentially. There's been a huge theme coming out I've noticed recently about trusting yourself and trusting your own inner guidance to get you where you're gonna need to go. And I actually had this idea. It was 2:22 p.m. today, and I wasn't gonna film anything or pick a cards or anything like that. So I decided I was like, I had that idea, I wrote it down, and I was just like, okay, so we're gonna have a north pile, a south pile, an east and a west. And there are a few little channeled messages that I will get into before each one. I did pre-shuffle all these, and I flipped over the bottom of the decks, so I'll be doing, there's kind of a little message like through all of that too. So before we get started, I'm gonna channel that message for all of us. So we have Uranus, change. So this is kind of what the collective will be experiencing as a whole right now. Like literally right now. And all my readings are timeless, don't forget. The Empress. Connect with nature. Miracles. And heart mind balance. I'm actually really excited for this. I just got this deck today, spur of the moment. But so before we begin, the collective messages, kind of the underlying energy that I'm getting for everyone collectively is going to be right now, after that eclipse, a lot has shifted in a short amount of time. I know I've experienced upheavals. I know a lot of people around me have, and that's really why this change card is coming through. And I also think right now, even though we're all feeling really tempted to take inspired action, because we've just had a lot of revelations and revolutions within ourselves, keep in mind, I'm telling you something sweet, like perfume, like sweet cigarette smoke, like sweet tobacco. Sorry. Well, we're just gonna keep going. Where was I? Oh yeah, like we might be tempted to take action right now, but it's really being highlighted, and you might notice like the theme throughout whatever you've been going through lately has Spirit's really been pushing you to relax, whether it's like taking time off from work, quitting your job to pursue something else, or just spend time with yourself, or cooking more, getting in this like divine feminine energy. That's a big thing here. Like but also cultivating something. Like, we're getting ready to birth a huge project. Could be, you could be pregnant with like a child too. That could be what this energy is for you. It's going to be a little different for everyone, but the underlying energy is going to be the same. There's something that's coming to fruition very soon. Okay, sorry, my neighbors. And I get distracted easily. So, we're really being urged to connect with nature. And I don't know about all of you, but I'm coming out of a dark night of the soul right now. And all I've been wanting is to like be in bed, be in my house, I'm a beach person. Like, I love going to the beach, but all I wanted to do is rest and be inside, not really be around too many people, kind of be reclusive. But I've been forcing myself to connect with nature, or I've been doing things that kind of have connecting with nature enmeshed in them, like deliveries, for like a side gig, that's like forcing me to be outside. And it's funny, like, I didn't want to work. I was fighting myself to work doing Amazon deliveries. None of this is sponsored. What I'm wearing right now, none of this is sponsored. So, but if you guys want to sponsor me, let me know. As I was saying, I've been really feeling the call to, with whatever energy I do have, like, go lay out in the sun, go be by the water, go connect under the moonlight, like, be under the stars. And I had this download the other day that was like, I was in a part of the state I had never really been in, like about an hour from me, where I was doing one of my last deliveries, and it was more country. I live like in the city, but it was much more country and rural over there. And I had this download of like, I was like, wow, like, I was like, I've always had this thing, I'm so afraid of the dark, of like the unknown. I think that's human nature. But I had, one of my guides was like, if we didn't have social media or like lights and all that, this would be normal to you. Like, you wouldn't be afraid of it necessarily. So, even if it's just from a spiritual and not human perspective, I was like, it's a good point. But yeah, we're really being urged to connect with nature, to experience, go do something that you wouldn't normally do. Go kayaking if there's like water near you and it's safe, or go hiking, get outside, go walk on the beach. Like, do something that just gets your energy flowing. I've noticed, because like I said, I was having a really hard time before, like a couple weeks leading up to the eclipse, during the eclipse, and a few days after, like grounding myself. But I had a lot of downloads, a lot of realizations, as I've mentioned, and it just, and now when I connect with nature, it's like all this info, like I cleared so much and flushed so much out that it's like, and I think a lot of us are going to start to notice it's just rushing in, like all this new information, but it doesn't necessarily make sense yet. And I think some things are being obscured. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out in the cards, at least for one pile. But some things are being obscured right now because we're being encouraged to rest and divine timing. You got to trust your gut. And you'll know, the same way that you know that you feel like you have to rest right now, the same way you know that a huge change and shift is upon you, is the same way you're going to know you're ready to move forward once this energy is at the tail end. Also, it's still the retrograde, Mercury retrograde, if you're watching this during when I post it. So that's also a huge time, perfect for going over projects and fine-tuning things, and also kind of burning away and unplugging for one final time the end of old cycles or karmic wounds. So a lot of that coming up. And I think one of the, with the miracles, this is all kind of flowing. With that being said, that's going to be one of the more challenging aspects right now for everybody, is really getting to a place where, because you might be experiencing like energy that you've never experienced yet, because of all the healing you just did. So you just did like a huge leap, a huge quantum leap, a huge timeline jump, and things are still settling. So not everything has started to come in yet or show its face, but this is really highlighting, and this is a lot of great divine energy. We have the 4, the 31 adds up to 4. That's stability, which is also this Empress energy, Taurus, stability, connecting to our divine feminine. And then I always associate the number 4 with Taurus, personally. That's a me thing. So we'll keep going. And then the Empress is 3. And then this last card, which we'll get into in a moment, heart and mind balance, 12, which adds up to 3. So there's that 3s are very creative, very creative. I associate 2 with feminine energy, but I also, sometimes I do tend to associate 3 with it as well, just because of the creative aspect of it. And then we've got the miracles, which 777 to me always indicates miracles. And then the change, we've got the 25 adds up to 7. So one of the challenges of the energy we're in right now is being patient and applying and integrating everything we've just realized, everything we've just learned, journaling, getting on the exercise routine, implementing, or not implementing, but structuring new plans so we can implement them when it's time to move forward. But a lot of this is like, I know that, we're not just like, we're not just feeling this for no reason, you know what I mean? Like, that's why it's really being highlighted, the underlying message for today in general. That's why I'm doing the theme I'm doing, is to trust your gut. This big, this almost feeling like you know when it's about to storm and you can feel it in the air, like the shift. And this is not in a bad way, but it's like this downpour of abundance is about to happen, and you're feeling like the pre-period of that, and all this abundance that you've been working towards is about to start ushering its way in. And it's gonna seem like it hit you out of nowhere. You're not gonna be expecting it. Things that you've kind of brushed off to the side, and you're like I've been waiting so long for this, I don't even care anymore. It's gonna start showing up very soon. And I'm sure many of us have already started seeing testaments to that idea. Things have shifted drastically in one way or another, but pushing us to our higher path finally, after all the work we've just been doing. And after all the chaos, so now the heart and mind balance, after all the chaos that we just experienced, everything that you're doing right now, or that you just realized and that you're starting to implement, it's gonna get you to the place you need to be, which is that heart and mind balance, where that's literally like alignment, abundance, look, infinity. It's like inner union with yourself. And this is not something that I really even like to talk about, because I just feel like it's controversial, and it's just a whole thing. But I think I predict through all this new integration and this huge shift that collectively we've just experienced, in people finally on the right path and in true alignment with their higher selves and with their calling, we're gonna start seeing a lot more twin flame unions. I've been getting this feeling for a while now. I don't like to speak on it too much, but it's like I've been seeing so many signs. I kind of am at the point where I can't even ignore them anymore, you know, and that's probably how a lot of us have been feeling too, but for the better. So that is the underlying energy and reason why we are all gathered here today. So I will put a timestamp for everything, so that way if you want to just cut to the chase of your reading, that's perfectly fine. We always know I add a little extra something. I try to for each reading. If I feel called, I usually feel called. So I hope you enjoy. I hope this brings you peace. I hope it brings you clarity. I hope it restores your faith in yourself and brings you the validation that you need to move forward in standing into your power and stepping into your power and grabbing hold of it and just making it your bitch. So let's get into the readings. Love you. Hello, my loves. It is time to pick your pile. Take a few minutes, do a little breath work, and whatever pile you feel pulls to you, definitely that's the one that you should choose. You can also watch them all if that's how you feel, but I recommend getting into a centered place and pressing pause if you need to, and I'll see you in your pile. Thanks. Love you. Hi, pile one. You chose the north pile. Sorry, this is like mad ghetto, but we're doing what we do with what we got. All right, so I want to show you your cards before we start. And I did pre-shuffle all these just because this is like, there were a lot of different cards in this reading. And I still have not ordered my equipment yet. We are working little by little using what we have. Like I said, slow and steady wins the race. Oh my goodness. I did forget to do one thing. It's okay. So let me turn these over. I have to add the Spirit Junkie cards too, but I'll just pick those separately. So this is what your inner compass is, where your inner compass is directing you. Okay. So we have Kuan Yin, 15, Bluebird Spirit, happiness, affirmations, King of Wands, solar calm, clarify. And so this is the north pile. Okay. Now. North pile, or pile 1. I also drew, aside from the main cards that I just told you about, I also drew 2 extra cards to add a little zest. And these are affirmation cards that I have. The Spirit Junkie by Gabrielle Bernstein. I cherish every cell in my body. So this is going to be significant somehow. Notice, and these are rune cards as well. So delays, restriction, resistance leading to strength, innovation, need, fire, self-reliance, distress, confusion, conflict, and the power of will to overcome them. Okay. So I'm getting this, I always get so hot when I channel like this. It's probably the candles too. I just saw 111. So that might be relevant. And also the North pile, little extra messages I channeled besides that were 222 might be significant. And because this is a directional theme today, eagles, bald eagles might be significant. You might have been seeing eagles or like everywhere, and then New York specifically. That was one of the places that came up. So for the North, we have New York. And also, there's a bit of an anecdote before I get into it. So just a small one. So today when I came up with the idea for this, and I'm sure it's probably been done before, you know, but my favorite, not one of, but probably my favorite tarot reader on YouTube is Lexi the Leo. I watch all her videos. Like, if I find one I haven't seen her yet, I watch it. Like, I love her videos. She is so adept. She is so spot on. Like, I genuinely feel like, and I hope I'm right, like, she is one of my soul family. Like, I would love to meet her one day and, like, either collaborate or just meet and be friends. Like, I love her. Like, I resonate with a lot of the things that she says, a lot of the things that she shares about her past. I resonate on a cellular level with every cell in my body. So I commented on her newest video today, and I was like so excited because I was like, oh my gosh, like maybe she'll finally see it, because I comment not on every video, but when I feel called on her work, I always like it to support her. And she saw my comment. I was like, I don't know, something like you're such a baddie, I love you. She really is, and I really do love her, and I have not even met this woman. Like, I don't care. I love everything she's about and everything she stands for, and I ship her 100,000,000%. And she commented love you back and liked it, and I was just like, bruh. So I saw 404. I recommend checking her out. She's amazing. But all of that unfolded, the whole point of that, all of that unfolded, and this was something that I had been trying to manifest. It was 2:22 p.m. when I had this idea, and when that all unfolded, and I was just like, all right, I'm making a video today. So, sorry, North Pile. You had to hear it, but in a good way. And I hope you enjoy my little share. Honestly, I feel like maybe you guys are part of my soul family, like the people watching this, because I feel like I definitely shared that with you for a reason. So, must be so. Anyway, let's get into it. So, There's a couple that I want to read on, but before I do, okay, there's a few things coming through. I think you guys have definitely been through a lot. I can see that. Because kind of like in the silently, I have like each placement of cards, unless I'm directed otherwise, usually signify like a certain like theme or like energy for me. And looking at them as a whole, there's a big emphasis on almost like an inner battle right now. Like I want to say low self-esteem. Like that, yes, that's exactly what that is. Like, I don't necessarily feel it. Like, I feel like consciously you know where you're headed, but there's still a few loose ends that are being tied up right now. Because, yeah, and that maybe I'm sharing all this and I feel like we're soul family because we're like on a similar path and you're experiencing the same things as me. For sure. Or maybe this is my pile. We'll see. Because what you want energy is the happiness and bluebirds. Also, you might be seeing a lot of bluebirds lately. I definitely have been. And I almost feel like this is how it feels. It could be relationships you've had with your family. It could be currently going on. It could be like narcissist empath dynamics. It could be 3 trigger warning, 3, 2, 1 abusive relationships that you've had that have really, or because it's for some of you that's going to be it, but it does, like, the majority of the energy is more like what's affected you so much and kind of brought you down into this, like, I don't know why I want to say liminal space. I don't even know what the meaning is for that, like that word. I'm going to leave it there, but I'm going to say a word I do know. Into this heavier energy. And it doesn't feel heavier, like I said, because it feels like you know, like, where you're headed. Like, you're on the back end of things, of this energy. But there's still a few tweaks that need to happen. There's still a few things that are going to help you out of this energy. But yeah, it almost feels like all of the things and people that you've recently lost or had to let go of, I don't want to say lose. We never lose anyone. We just transition into something better for us. That really took a toll on you. You might be similar in the sense that your heart and your solar plexus are very connected. So when relationships don't work out of any kind, whether it's business or romantic or platonic, that really weighs on you. It really weighs on you, and it kind of interrupts the flow of things in your daily routine. And I think that's actually one of the things that you're working through right now, getting to a place where you're allowing that inner fire to burn brightly, even when other people let you down, even when things shift. And part of that is not neglecting yourself. That's the thing that you're unlearning, right? Or the last layer, I think, that you're burning away right now during this time because of the shift that's happening or has just happened. And you're integrating at the moment, probably getting a ton of downloads. Journaling would be really good. I don't even want to say full on working out. I'm feeling lately more a yoga practice. Could be Pilates too, but really feeling yoga. But at the end of the day, do what feels good to your body intuitively. But definitely emphasis on picking up on the self-care again, really making that part of your everyday routine, and integrating that. And a me first thing, like, that's priority. When I wake up, I'm taking care of my body first thing. I brush my teeth and I'm either out the door or hit the mat to take care of my body, to take care of me first. Then nourishing yourself with food that makes you feel good, maybe changing up your diet, and affirmations. This is a big one. I feel scripting is really important right now. Scripting, because when the retrograde ends and this energy shifts, I don't know why I feel like doing that, but that's literally what it's going to be like. Like, you're down and you're just going to come all the way up. And a lot of things, this is in the obstacle or challenges, the King of Wands. But I'm going to read the booklet for this one as well. But I feel like in a challenge situation, to me, this would represent, like, still letting go of, like, procrastination and letting go of ruminating over things, and, like, learning how to be disciplined. And, like, literally, I heard, like, light the fire under your ass. When it comes to yourself, like, have a sense of urgency when it comes to your needs. All right, I'm gonna read. So before I read this is like the kind of where you're at, like, sitting pretty. And I'm gonna read. I just got this deck. I'm so excited about it. Red is also big here. Red is the root chakra, so learning how to ground all of these practical things and these downloads you're getting into reality, bringing them into the physical. Like I said, integrating routine is a big thing, a really big thing for you. There's a lot of fire energy too with the red, with the King of Wands, with even the solar calm. I still take that as, like, there's just a lot of fire energy. I don't know why I keep hearing, like, and expressing yourself, because the happiness, the bluebird is orange and blue. Blue is the throat chakra, but there's also a lot of pink here. There's a lot of pink, there's a lot of purple. You know what? It's like because of all the healing that you've just done, like, your chakras feel like almost like just wide open, but in a good way. Also, make sure you're keeping up with your spiritual hygiene. That's so important, especially if you're getting, like, all those downloads. Make sure that your spiritual hygiene, you're protecting yourself. Take salt baths. Like, I keep a cup of salt water in, like, a glass or aluminum cup, like, by my bedside every single night, and I change it out as often as I need. I put 3 dashes of sea salt and I fill it up. I set the intention for protection and whatever else I might want, and I leave it on my bedside. I don't know why. I've also one of my friends, she has abilities as well, and that was something that actually came up for her. I don't know why I told her. I was just like, I don't know why this works, but it does. Because water is very cleansing, and it can also be a portal and help us clarify, especially with the salt, clarify our dreams. It helps with the dreams as well. So that might be something that you might feel called to do. But yeah, so here is the Kuan Yin, and the 15 adds up to 6. And 1, 5, you might be seeing 1s and 5s a lot, like 1, 1, 1, 5, 5, 5, 11, 11, 55, 55. You might be seeing, or 15, 15 even. That's like beginnings and changes. So we're going to read this because this is in the where you're at space too. Where are we at? Kuan Yin is an ascended master, a beautiful being who emanates unconditional love and wisdom. She is the bodhisattva of, I'm sorry if I butchered that, of compassion, and she is reaching out to you right now. Perhaps there is an area of your life where a little more compassion could make a big difference. Maybe you have, I was just going to say that. Maybe you have been unnecessarily hard upon yourself, the hard upon yourself thing, or someone else. Kuan Yin encourages you to look upon the people and situations in your life with gentler, more accepting and loving eyes. She says that all things that arise in this world will also pass away, that life is a constant cycle of transitions. Sometimes we are so attached to having on a regular basis. We're so attached to having things be or turn out in a certain way that we may prolong the difficult experiences we all have in life. Yeah, letting go of control. Also, another thing that came to mind is you might not be speaking to a family member right now. And there's also something in this cycle that's wrapping up, or that you're like burning away or unplugging from once and for all, that you might need to address, because there's a deeper ancestral wound that could easily, right now, especially with all these energies, be cleared. Kuan Yin is here to help you let go of those fixed ideas and work with what is actually in front of you. We use what we got, baby. Whenever I am privileged to be in the presence of Kuan Yin, she brings flowers to me and my clients, often surrounding us in an entire roomful or garden of glorious, colorful blooms. Flowers can symbolize so many things, including beauty, femininity, and a time of blossoming and growth. Kuan Yin encourages you to let whatever is waiting to blossom in you come to the fore now, and to apply a more compassionate approach to whatever areas of your life need it most. Yes, like there's still a lot of shifting going on. So like I said, this is not necessarily the time, if you watch the intro, to move forward, like with all your projects and plans. This is more like you're integrating little by little, you're setting yourself up for success. And also, if you're getting to a point where you're open to trying new things now because of all the things you just shed, all the, or phoenixed from, little by little, like slow and steady wins the race. That's a big one. Like you might be seeing 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3, 2, 1. Everything little by little. You don't have to do everything in one day. You don't have to start like going to the gym 5 times a week if you're doing something new for exercise. Do what feels right to you, and then when you feel called to internally, that's a big thing about trusting yourself, that your inner guidance is like, you will know when it is time to take the next step. Right now, just work on what's right in front of you. Organize your thoughts. Like, that's a big one. Organize your thoughts. Also, now you're coming into a phase where you're going to be doing things out of love and not being hard on yourself out of like self-hatred to get things done. You're going to come from a place of, I'm doing this to care for myself because I love myself and I deserve it's A, B, and C, etc. Not, you know, like, I'm not doing enough, I need to push harder. No. Slow and steady wins the race. This is a very Virgo-y energy. You might have your North Node in Virgo. Very earth sign-ish. But there's a lot of fire here too. And like the pink to me is like very higher. There's a little bit of everything in this one, to be honest. There's not too much green, but you've got like the higher heart wide open, so the heart's not even really like a concern, to be honest. Let's see, maybe you could even honor your connection to her by beautifying your home with some flowers or giving them as a gift to someone who needs a lift. That's always a great idea. Kuan Yin beckons you now to come walk with the Bodhisattva in yourself. Also, that could be part of your new self-care routine. Getting yourself flowers when you do like your grocery run every week. Cultivating some feminine and like divine feminine, balanced divine feminine energy in the home through flowers, through cooking, through beautifying, like very like Venus-y energy you're starting to settle into, because like I said, it's very like self-love. This is very self-love oriented. Excuse me, I'm clearing stuff right now. It is what it is. So pile 1 or North Pile, I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I'm so excited to see the journey you're setting sail on. I just saw 2222. So give me a like, shout me out in the comments, let me know what resonated. Subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps, even just a little like. So I love you. I will see you in the next one. Hi, pile 2. You chose the South pile. So without further ado, oh, sorry, that's like bad camera craftsmanship, whatever. But I want to show you your cards. Like I aforementioned, I'm sure I'm still working on getting a whole legitimate setup so you can look at the cards the whole time. But for now, we are just gonna talk face to face after this. So for pile 2, we have, well, the South pile. Self-acceptance. Spirit guardian of winter. Oh my goodness. This is already starting to be like, okay, cool. Whom do you need to forgive? As you release the old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes come true. Oh, these are supposed to be switched. Actually, you know what? Yeah. I did them in this order because that's what I felt like I needed to do. So we're not switching it. Okay. And North Node. Haha. And then we have, I trust that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. Yo. I'll tell you why I'm wowing in a second. Physical strength, Urus. Physical strength and speed, untamed potential, a time of great energy and health. Freedom, energy, action, courage, strength, tenacity, understanding, wisdom. Okay. Yo, I'm hearing, baby, please come home. Like that Christmas song that's like, oh, the snow's falling down. Christmas, I'm watching it fall. Dude, but emphasis on baby, please come home. Dude, okay. Hang on. So, the reason I was like oohing and ahhing before is because pile 2, the south pile, is so similar. Like I said, all of the directions that the compass, the inner compasses are pointing in this reading, the underlying theme is, as we started with in the introduction and broke down, was trusting our intuition and change. Yes. And like coming to a pivotal place in our development. This is so similar. Like, hang on. Okay. The biggest difference in this reading and the other is I feel like everything is pretty much literally like I'm like, damn, like what am I going to talk about if all of them were like this? But I think the biggest difference is the fact that this is, for me, feels like a relationship that isn't really going so well right now. Yeah. Like, because, okay, I'm almost in the, like, where you're at, your self-acceptance. So you're in a good place overall, like, with yourself. But I also kind of read this as, like, you're accepting your part of things in this situation. You know where you went wrong, whether it was just not reading the signs, the red flags, or if it was something that you physically did to somebody else. But you are finally in a radical place of self-acceptance, like not being bogged down by insecurities anymore. Just genuinely, truly accepting, loving yourself, and getting ready to, or having just like implemented like a lot of changes. And then what you want is the 10 of discs. So that's like 10 of Pentacles energy, like just money, fulfillment. Yo. Okay. I got it. Whoever this person is that it says you need to forgive, I don't feel, yes, it's holding you back emotionally, but it's almost like you have all these projects going on, or projects that you're about to start implementing, and it's coming up so much for you. Like, it bothers you so much day in and day out. It's like you're ruminating over this person to the point where it's affecting your money. And maybe not even just because you're putting so much energy into it. Like, how do I like conceptualize that? Like, not just because you're thinking about it mentally, but it's like creating an actual energetic blockage for you, whether it's in the body or like there's just something because of this, because you're holding that onto that. There's something. It feels like it could be like a parental energy, but it also feels like maybe it's yourself. For not like seeing signs of something more clearly, or it could also be that somebody cheated on you, or that I don't necessarily feel like it was like betrayal like that though. Like, I feel like it wasn't like cheating. It was more like somebody left you, but it wasn't necessarily because they like didn't love you or didn't want you. How do it was more like something just with you and that person, it just doesn't click. Like, there's just something fundamental that at the end of the day, it's not right. Like, whatever you have with this person, or maybe you left them and you're feeling bad about it. It could go either way. But like I said, it's definitely like something fundamentally in this relationship. It could even be a job. It could be a job, or it could be something romantic. You're finally like, I can't do this anymore. Here we go. Now it's all coming together. I can't do this anymore. This doesn't feel right. Like, if it's a job, it's like you need a career change. Like, you're working on these things. And then you have the retreat. And you see the 38 adds up to 11. Anytime I see the number 11, I think a portal opening up. So if this is in the obstacle position for you, or challenges, so it's almost like you're pushing so hard. I know that this sounds weird or like no duh, but like you're pushing so hard that you're creating resistance. Instead of just letting go, like letting go of everything, of the animosity, or of like the fear of failure, of the fear of what's next, the fear of the unknown, of the fear of lack. Yeah, like you're creating the resistance right now. And they're in this energy, like before everything like reboots, so to speak, after the retrograde's over, if you sit with yourself right now, like go out in nature, go be by yourself. Be by yourself. And I think that's where you're at. I definitely feel like you're in that energy of like, okay, like I need to just like figure out where I'm going from here. But you need to kind of turn your phone off, put your, like, friends, no offense, like, put your friends on the back burner. Journaling's coming up a lot. Could be journaling, could be, could be in looking in the mirror and talking to yourself, like, in order to gain clarity on certain things. Like, it feels like you're in an energy too of, like I said before, like, but not so concisely, like, you're accepting the role you play in things, but now you're, like, figuring out in this new, like, the energy that's brewing, like, how to move forward. But whatever you're holding on to, that's the blockage. That's, like, what you need to release. And even if it's, like, even if it feels scary, feelings are not facts. They're good, they help protect us, but they're not facts. And also, like, intuition is just a very calm thing. So even if things are coming to you intuitively, like, you're having these realizations, but they're not lining up with, like, how you're feeling, or I guess, like, how your ego is perceiving and feeling about certain things, because that's, like, it's very distinct. That's why you need to just have this time to yourself and organize your thoughts. Maybe make a vision board. That's actually a great idea. Make a vision board, spend some time with yourself, go lay near some water. If you have, like, a beach or, like, a safe lake or river near you that doesn't have crazy animals that can kill you, and go just be. And you're gonna notice, you know, just talk to your spirit guides. Give whatever you're holding on to them. Release it to them. Yeah, release it to them. So you can let go of this. Let yourself cry. Let yourself say what you need to say. Let yourself write a letter to whoever or whatever you need to write it to, or record yourself in your phone notes, just, like, saying what you need to say, and that's it. Yeah. And resting. This is gonna be, I know this is gonna be a theme for a lot of things, but, like, your divine guidance is telling you, chill. Like, you need to be with yourself right now. You want this 10 of Pentacles? You need to just chill right now. That's how you're going to get this 10 of Pentacles, because you are the 10 of Pentacles. You're like in such a great place, and you're about to, like, really start experiencing it, maybe even for the first time. But you got to let go, and you'll know what this is about. Whatever comes to your mind and you're like, oh, that, or that, you know what I mean? Like, that is what is holding you back. So they really want you to take the rest of the retrograde, work with that energy, and release it. Don't be your own worst enemy. That was also something that, like, came up too. I was like, you're fighting yourself. You're fighting yourself. Also, like, this is random, but, like, some people might be realizing that they're gay and, like, have been fighting it for a long time, which it's okay if you're gay. Like, love it. Love yourself. Accept it, baby. Like, it's like Lady Gaga says, I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way. So, that's on facts. And I forgot the little mini channeled messages in the beginning, so we're going to go over them now before the outcome. So for the south pile, 10-10. So out with the old, in with the new, like clearing away. You're like on the last legs of like a cycle right now. And you're like releasing all this, and like you're about, like I said, you're about to start seeing things come in. And then Puerto Rico might be significant, or spiders. Spiders are like creative, or piggybacking off of that, you might be at a point where you're like, if this is about a job, like a career, you want to do something that's like creative. Like you're tired of this 9-to-5 bullshit, or like whatever you've been doing, like it's just not working anymore. And like I feel like you're afraid, like I said, you're afraid to let go because you're afraid of whatever you're afraid of, whether that's like lack or not having enough money or whatever it is. I think you're at a point where you're like, excuse me, I can't keep doing this. So now, circling back to the outcome, North Node. It is one of my favorite astrological configurations. North Node is, I don't know why I keep hearing now like North Node in Pisces. So some of you might have your North Node in Pisces. That's a very creative place to have your North Node. Well, that's a very creative placement. So your life purpose might circulate around being in that creativity, being more in like, obviously always being balanced, but really like taking the first 3 chakras and like, or even 2, like the crown and the third eye, and like creating something amazing, or like using your creativity to make money, using your creativity for the betterment of society, for the betterment and evolution of yourself, letting yourself dream big. We can read that one too. Let's see. And that adds up to 7, so that's miracles. Very spiritual energy. Real, like I said, when you let go and you go inside for the remainder of this energy, you're going to have those downloads, you're going to get those ideas, you're going to realize how to proceed forward, you're going to make that damn vision board, honey. I just saw 1717, so that's 17. New beginnings and miracles and spiritual realizations. Meow. Cats might also be significant because there's a cat here. I'm hearing like, don't be a pussy. Damn, I'm so sorry. That's like, but maybe it's like not like that. Maybe it's more along the lines of like you telling yourself like, you got this. Like, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Like, you got this. The North Node represents a place where the soul longs to be, where fate beckons. This is uncharted territory. You don't have a map. That's why you feel scared. The North Node calls you to territory that doesn't have a particular charge and can either be an exciting exploration or start off a bit bland and become more satisfying as you proceed. Yes, so it's, the North Node is always an energy of, it's just something you're really not, the energy you came into this lifetime with, it's like not familiar. It doesn't feel comfortable, but not in a negative way. Just like, it's just very unfamiliar to you. The South Node is like where you incarnated from. So how you might have been, or the way that you felt comfortable doing things for the first leg of your life until you get to probably your Saturn return. So around, and your first Saturn return is like towards the end of your 20s. And that's when you start to, if you're open to it, you start to ask yourself these questions of like, you start to want more for yourself. You start to think bigger, and that's where the North Node comes in. That's what you should strive towards, because in the end, although it might feel foreign to you, it might not be easy at first, once you master it, it's going to take you to higher places. Notice what piques your curiosity. That's something that excites and beckons you, even if it's unfamiliar. Practice beginner's mind and learn the basics. Some people may resist your change and tell you to stay in your lane, but that is just their discomfort talking. Advisors, friends, or employees who were once perfect for you may no longer be the companions you need on this fresh path. If they truly wish the best for you, they will eventually celebrate as your world expands. If your field of expertise feels too small or confined, branch out and explore new territory. Do what feels right till it doesn't anymore, then try something else. Along this path are people you need to meet and situations that push you out of your comfort zone and call you to your soul's growth. Challenge, it can be scary to leave familiar territory. Even people who love you may resist your evolution if it could pull you away from them. If that's a parental figure, I'm feeling it could be that's who you need to forgive for not understanding the path that you feel like you're on now. Gift, new beginnings dawn and your fate awaits. This path may start out with uncertainty, but it will become more solid and delicious as you progress. Yes. So, South Pile or Pile 2. I'm glad you enjoyed your reading. Please, if you want to support me, like, comment, subscribe. It means more to me than you know. And I hope this helps. I hope it brought you peace. I hope it brought you clarity. I hope it helps give you the strength to move forward and take inspired action when it's time. So I love you. Thanks for coming. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. You chose the East pile. So this is going to be your reading. I did pre-shuffle these. I promise that I did a damn good job of shuffling them. So I just I guess scrambled all of these. I tried my best, okay? But this is the correct order they're supposed to be in. Okay. So you chose the South pile. So we have Warrior, Nine of Cups. Oh, we love that. Autumn. Phoenix, Transmutation. And Mars, Motion. And we have, I'm going to do this. I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. Perthrow, uncertain meaning, a secret matter, a mystery, hidden things, and occult abilities. Oh my god, that's what I was picking up on. Initiation, knowledge of one's destiny, knowledge of future matters, determining the future or your path. So that's like very scorpionic energy. Like it gives me like death card vibes. Also, I was gonna say, I think you guys are my spiritual pile. I'll see you in a second. All right, pile. East pile. Pile 3. So a few little channeled messages before we get into it. I keep hearing advantages. I also heard a song when I was like clearing the energy too, but I don't remember what it was. It's okay. So anyway, 555, that might be something that you've been seeing. Also changes. you might have been seeing that number a lot. And then the place that I channeled was Greece, and frogs were the animal. So frogs represent transformation. Greece, maybe you have like travel plans to go to Greece, or maybe you're Greek. Take it how it resonates. Something to do with Greece, or somewhere you might even have been thinking of studying or moving, or like I said, traveling to. So, all right, well, let's get started. So I definitely feel like this is my spiritual pile. And like big transformation energy here. Like I said, very scorpionic energy. Like you might have heavy Scorpio placements. Also Mars, I think Mars is like Scorpio and Aries. They're Mars ruled, if I'm not mistaken. So and then the Nine of Cups is like water energy, so like emotions. Okay. So with the Warrior card, I hear like all this music outside. Like people are just having a big powwow, like dancing, enjoying. Anyway, so you have the Warrior card, number 35. It's a lot of green, which represents the heart, and also some purple, and the Leopard, which anytime I see cats, I think of like feminine energy. And also these butterflies are like, I think I might have said this already, but big for transformation. So I always think like spiritual warrior, like you might be, I want to say like ahead of the curve in terms of everything you just experienced and have been experiencing. You also might get a new pet. I know that's weird, but this is giving me pet vibes, the way that she's like going to like cuddle with her leopard cheetah. I think it's a leopard. I don't think cheetahs live in the jungle. I'm like, this is all like very much Mars energy, like very much like trailblazer, like maybe even some Aquarius energy, like innovative, very, very innovative. So you might have like a really successful business, or an idea for a business that you are really like taking off right now. But also like I feel like what you've been through in your life, you've been through a lot of heavy shit. Whether it was like, I'm hearing like foster parents or broken home, it could be that, it could be like a 3, 2, 1 trigger warning, 3, 2, 1, like abusive relationships that you've had, having to like were thrown out of the house at a young age because of the issues that you had, like, or the issues your family had, I should say, or whatever situation you came from, or just like someone who just, the odds were against you, and like you've really been through a lot. But it's weird because it's like, I guess it's not weird, but like like your energy is not heavy. It's not heavy at all. It feels almost like you just like got to the finish line of a long and hard race. A long and hard race. And you're like, look at this. It's almost like, I kind of feel like I have to read this as a whole instead of like breaking it down necessarily this time. Yeah, like I said, like there's it's a lot of scorpionic energy. It's very Plutonian, but not like in a bad way, just very much like you might feel like you've become a different person, like throughout your just one lifetime. Like you might have lived like a million lifetimes in this lifetime already. Like you've just changed and grown and evolved so much so quickly. And like now you're kind of at a place where you're like, I want, I'm finally in the position where I can have everything I want. Like everything is working out. I can have everything I want. I didn't give up. Like this 9 of Cups is like, I always see that as like very emotionally like fulfilling, very satisfying. But also you see like the illumination behind them on the lotus flower. So it's like your abundance, because this also is 8, the warrior adds up to 8, which I see as like very abundant. And it doesn't just have to be monetary. It could just be like in so many things spiritually. Like you might be really good at manifesting, and that's why you're at where you're at right now. I don't know why, like my butt feels like hot. I don't know why. Weird. You might have a big butt. I'm sorry. I know that's weird, but you might be working out a lot. I don't know. That's just what's coming. Like you might be really like hitting the gym. You might really be like working on yourself. Like you're just in a damn good place. Like you're getting so many rewards. And like I said, like I feel like you're doing something that's very different, like in the world. Like you might be a celebrity, but like somebody who's like you're famous because you've made like a breakthrough in something like science or the arts, or just the way that things have really been going. The letter L and R might be significant. Like that might be your name. Okay. So in the autumn card, normally I interpret that as like a change, a big change. And honestly, that could be it. Like there could be a big change upon you, or like a change in perspective on the way that you're like seeing things, or it could be like a move to somewhere colder. But I'm seeing like, I'm almost feeling like in this case it's like by the autumn. Also, if you're a woman, it could be by like, I think you're the week after you menstruate. I don't know. I think the week after you ovulate, I don't know, one of those. each week of our cycle is considered a different season. So it could be relevant by the next time you have like the autumn phase of your menstrual cycle if you're a woman, or I feel like this is for most people. There's something big happening for you, or an opportunity that you just got offered that you're like sitting on and you're like, I don't know. And the timeline would be probably by next fall, autumn, whatever. Maybe your name's Autumn. But that would be the timeline on it. This might have you in a position of experiencing like a lot of firsts, a lot of things you've never really experienced before, maybe even bringing up a little bit of shadow work. This is okay. You're going to get through it. It's going to be like 1, 2, 3. It's going to be quick. Like when it happens, it's going to be quick. But this opportunity that you have is something really good for you. Like this is like, things are already like really good right now. But this is like Spirit telling you to take action on this. Do whatever you can right now to prepare yourself. And you might be having imposter syndrome right now about like, because like I said, this is like uncharted territory for you. So you might be feeling like, should I do this? Like this is a big risk, or you know, like, what if it doesn't work out? Or like, can I really do this? Like, you know, you're really questioning a lot of things right now. But I genuinely, it's up to you, ultimately. But this would be a really amazing thing for you. And this is a great opportunity that you've just been presented with. So I definitely recommend that's really it. Maybe like, should we pull a clarifier? Let's pull a clarifier. We'll get like Spirit give us, okay. So we have the 5th house, creativity, 29. There's 2 29s in your reading. 29, 29. So maybe you've been seeing 29, 29. Maybe you are 29. Maybe 11s, 11, 11. You might be seeing a lot. 11s are portals. Once you walk through them, everything will be different. You will never be the same, but in the best way. So this says 5th house, creativity. So it's definitely some kind of like project or like enterprise, if you will. Also the Pluto transformation, another 11. And you also have the Phoenix, which is transmutation. They're very similar. Like I said, this is very scorpionic energy. Like, you've been through some deep shit, bro. Like, and you're fucking doing amazing, first of all. And then you see the 22. You could keep it as a master number, 22, or you could add it up to 4. If it's 4, that's always Taurus energy. So, like, to me, that's like stability. That's like good, stable relationships, stable home life. This is like, to me, all of this together is like the go ahead to move forward. So let's read up on the 5th house just for shits and gigs. And then we're good. Every child is an artist. The problem is staying an artist when you grow up. Pablo Picasso. Be happy. This chart rules over romance. Could be telling you to, oh yeah, like I mean, I guess the opportunity could be business or romance. And with that being said, you've been through so much that, like, you probably haven't been dating in a while, honestly. Like, you've just been, like, very focused on, like, your journey. But I think you're getting to a point where, like, you're starting to, like, want to share your life with someone. Because this is, like, Mars energy, like I said, like, Scorpio. So this could be, like, male, like, businessmen or, like, something like that. It doesn't matter, like, what your sexuality is or whatever, whoever you are, your gender. But this is a very masculine energy. So I'd say for a lot of you, you might be wanting to get back out there if this is about your romantic life. If you're a male, you might be wanting to take, like, certain steps. Like, there might be someone you have your eye on, and you want to take certain steps to, like, cultivate a relationship. You feel like you're finally ready to, like, bring that in. Let's see. This card turning up in a reading indicates that you have created or will begin to create something to be proud of, something that will bring others joy. It may have you on a stage or just an area where adults can let down their hair and become as children, responsive, joyful, and free. You can expect the completion of a project or the accomplishment of a significant goal for which there will be a celebration. It's giving me, Six of Cups. Gifts, parties, gatherings, premieres, galas, or even a wedding may figure in. It's time to go out and be seen. This card may turn up during the time of a budding romance. Perhaps your current relationship will go through a positive transformation, or perhaps there is a new potential mate on the scene. If you're a parent, the 5th house stands for your children. A younger relative singled out for special acknowledgement. Finding joy and creativity. Inner child. So if this is romantic, make sure, whether you're male or female, that this new person is somebody that makes your inner child feel safe and come alive. Like, point blank period. This was very to the point. I tried to get as much as I could, but they were very much, like, in their divine masculine, very to the point on this one. So pile 3/East pile. I am so excited to see where this direction takes you. Please like, comment, share your thoughts, share how it resonated, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for supporting me. Bye. Hi, pile 4 / if you chose pile 4, sorry, I can't talk anymore, I guess. You chose the West pile. So without further ado, your cards are, so for the runes you have Kanaz, vision, revelation, knowledge, creativity, inspiration, technical ability, vital fire of life, harnessed power, fire of transformation, and regeneration. That's giving me, like, Aries energy. I was gonna say Scorpio, but I was just like, no, it's more like Aries energy for some reason. Maybe even a little Pisces. My high vibe thoughts create health in my body, peace in my mind, and love in my heart. Also, maybe Virgo might be relevant. Or we'll see. Okay, so we have rewards. Sorry, I keep moving the camera. I promise eventually we'll just look at the cards. Wise Woman of the Grove, Grace. Be yourself. The situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. Queen of Swords. And the Sun Source. That's awesome. Okay. Okay. West pile. A few mini channel messages. We have 777. You might have been seeing that a lot. That's miracles. That's luck. California. I wrote Cali though, so maybe Cali, Colombia. And then look at this. She looks like she could be from Cali or from Colombia somewhere. So Cali, whether that's Colombia or California. And dolphins might be significant. I also heard like that song Modela by Ozuna and Cardi B. And it's about like people wanting to be together, like a woman that this man like really thinks is like all that in a bag of chips, all that in a bag of mangoes. Let that mango. I'm just kidding. I just saw 111. Damn. Okay, so damn. This is giving me like in like the direction that your inner compass is pointing you is like you just let go, or the last time you dated, like you let go of something that wasn't for you. Like, excuse me, I'm clearing. You let go of something that wasn't for you. You let that man go. As you should, sis. Or bro, whatever, whoever you are. And everything's just like good. Like, this is giving me like Sag energy. This reminds me of like, on a good day, this reminds me of one of my Sag friends. Hey, Court. This like energy here, just like very like abundant, very like disciplined. Not the whole reading, just like one specific thing. Yo. Also, this is like very feminine energy, like reaping the rewards, receiving. That's what this is. You're finally in a place where you're able to receive all these things, because all the work that you did up until this point, and I'm filming this right after the eclipse and it's still Mercury retrograde, but all of the things that you just like excavated and addressed and like let go of, you're like chilling. You're like living your best life. You're like wherever the wind takes me, very Sag energy. Expansive, like wanting to try new things. And then also grace. Wise woman of the grove. So this red can represent grounding yourself, grounding ideas into the physical. There's a big emphasis on like dating with this one. I don't know why, like I just feel like dating for sure, like starting to date again, or there being like a specific interest, and like the 9 and 4 is 13, which adds up to 4, so that's stability and grace. Those two cards have red and green, so I feel like it's like learning how to balance your head and your heart, but it's also like, because this is in the what you need to do like spot, so like, you might have had a lot of trouble with love in the past, and like you took time out just to like be with yourself and cultivate yourself and do your thing and like figure out who you are. You might have gotten out of like a really long-term relationship with and like have just been single for a while, or they're, you know, like, and were afraid to open up for a while. Someone might have hurt you. But I also feel like, I don't know why grandmother came up, just because of the way that this looks. You might have been connecting with, if your grandmother passed away, you might have been connecting with her recently. That's like something that's definitely coming up. Or you might be able, part of the abundance that's like coming in for you is like you've been like talking to spirit, like you've been able to like communicate with spirit like as a medium or something. I'm just very like connected to the earth. There's an element of that too. And you might look at life in a way that's a little bit different now, especially, and like you've really like found who you are. But I feel like there's a little like hesitation moving forward with dating. I feel like it's like with someone specific, not like that you are questioning them, you're just questioning like dating in general, not like in a way that's like, should I be doing this, but more in the sense of like, because you've had to learn the hard way a few times, some patterns that you know, some karmic relationships that you've had to learn the hard way when you weren't trusting your gut, or when you weren't being authentic to yourself, and you don't want to repeat old cycles. You're out of that energy. Like, you're 100% out of that energy, like long gone. Like, you're brand new, like in a good way. But like Spirit's saying, like, the direction that your inner guidance is telling you is just like, be yourself with this person. Like, you're probably a little bit shy, like you do your own thing, which is not a bad thing. Like, women, like feminine energy, and that could be for male or female, feminine energy is cultivated like when we're doing our thing by ourselves, we're creating, we're cultivating things, we're making art, we're cooking. There's just so many things, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's something that you should express, like, and get creative on. If you end up dating this person, maybe cook for them, or share a project with them, or I'm hearing like, let them down easy. If this is someone that you're not interested, let them be true to who you are, but let them down easy. But I do feel like this is like, that's for one of you. Then the Queen of Swords, this is like mental energy. So they're literally saying to you, like, you have everything that you need inside of you. You're there, you're on it, you got it. Like, you know exactly what you're doing. Like, you can trust yourself. You're not going to make the same mistakes that you made before. You're very different now. And even though like you might feel a little shy and like maybe introverted around potential partners, eventually, you know, like, if you get to know people, the right people, you can take it slow and steady. The right people will stick around and show you that they're going to be around. You don't have to rush anything. You don't have to get overwhelmed because of it. And it's okay if you are. But you are very good at discernment. There we go. Discernment. That's a big thing. You're able to trust yourself. Maybe you couldn't at one point, but you're not there anymore. And also, if this is like a grandmother coming up, it could be that like your grandmother is one of your spirit guides and like is watching over you in this situation. Or, you know, maybe if you need advice on a specific person, Go to your grandmother. Like, she has the wisdom that you're seeking. Also, maybe your name or her name is Grace. Also, this is just such a good place to be. Like, you're just chilling. Be careful not to be a little too cutthroat. That's how it's coming through. Like, give people a chance, because other people are nervous too, you know? So give people a little bit. Don't let people play you. Don't let people walk all over you. Don't let people mistreat you 100%. But don't be so quick to be like, no, bye. Don't be so quick. Like, someone is gonna surprise you. Like, that's how this feels like. Like, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised very soon about something, and it feels romantic. But it just seems like things are really aligned for you in your life right now. Like, you're just sitting pretty. That's how it feels. You're chilling. And you're like, you're creating, you're doing your thing. You're like, boss bitch. What else do we have? But also, there's still like that shyness, which is not, you can always use it as a tool. Don't let it be like a negative aspect. Use your shyness as a tool. You don't have to share everything right away. But let yourself, little by little, as you feel comfortable, open up. And like I said, you can trust yourself. Your discernment is like on point, on 11. And in the outcome, we have Sun, Source. And like for this pile, I feel like, yes, affirmations, but just like letting, here's a good exercise. If you have intrusive thoughts, because we all do, but I'm especially feeling for this pile, if you have intrusive thoughts, imagine taking them and swatting them away, and then them just like burning up and going, like the smoke rising up and like being transmuted into like sparkles by the sun. That's what I do when I start having intrusive thoughts, because I'm like, where did this come from? Like, I'm also gonna read on the Sun real quick. Where's the book? Oh, sorry, I had a little glitch for a sec. Meow. The sun symbolizes the core of your personality. Let's see. The sun's light shines through the teacher, actor, lover, leader, those who use their enthusiasm, warmth, and charisma for a common good. It's time for you. I'm also hearing like networking. Take center stage. Let the sun's light flow through you and shine, illuminate, and energize. There's a big emphasis on like, do your thing, girl. Do your thing. Illuminate and energize your surroundings and use this to be of service. Notice what feeds your vitality and work with it. As you let the sun flow through you, your health will improve. Yeah, that's another thing, like making sure you're getting enough sunlight, because that's important, especially for specifically you guys. Like, that's really important to your mental health, and also to like making sure you're clear, like you're a clear channel for guidance to come through. Notice what feeds your vitality and work with it. As you let the sun flow through you, your health will improve. You will draw support to your energy and enthusiasm. Step into your potential. If you're asking about a project, notice how the vitality flows through the design and clear the path. Let the situation be a channel for the sun's energy and feel it take on a life of its own. Oh, wow. Narcissism is the shadow of the sun's energy. The false belief that I am the center of the universe, and you are not. Learn to earn attention and respect rather than demand or expect it. Gift. This isn't really in the challenge position anyway, but take it if it resonates. Also, narcissism, let me clear this up before we go any further. Narcissism doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's often a very bad thing because we only hear about it in bad situations, but it is like a survival tool. Being me first, you know, to an extent, to an extent with the right balance in a healthy way. It helps us with self-preservation, which isn't necessarily a bad thing either. And it also helps us, especially if we came from a lot of like trauma and we've worked through it, it helps us from falling back into like people-pleasing tendencies. So, but obviously too much of anything is a bad thing. You know, so you always have to make sure you find the balance. This sunlit moment is an opportunity to let your ego step out of the way. Let the sun's light flow through you and let spirit do the work. Yep. Shine wholeheartedly and share the warmth with friends, family, your community, and the world. Make it an offering. Live the truth. I am the center. I was going to say that too. I forgot to say that. I am the center of the universe, and so are you. So don't, it's not really, like I said, it's not like a terrible narcissist thing. I think this is more an energy of just like, don't feel like you're in competition with people. Because we all have light and dark aspects. And it's not really good or it's not really bad. It is what it is, and we just have to be mindful of all of it and adjust accordingly. So if that's one of your shadow aspects, just do you, be you, put your best foot forward, be authentic, be discerning, and understand that like we are all here to help each other. We're all here walking each other home. I said this in like my last video. Well, it wasn't a pick a card, but whatever. And if you connect with those on your soul tribe, lift each other up. It's so much easier on that journey to our whatever we're here for if we join forces and lift each other up instead of competing. We're that much stronger at the end of the day. But there's a lot of good vibes here. There's like boss bitch energy, it feels like, but in a way that's very balanced and not hyper masculine. So that's really cool. That's your inner compass directing you. I love you. Thank you for supporting me. If you want to support me, I love when I get likes and comments. Comment any ideas that you want me to try out moving forward, any videos that you want me to do. I have some very exciting projects coming up in the next year or two, so stay tuned for those. I love you. Thank you for coming. I'm very excited to see what this new chapter holds for all of us, especially now that the eclipse energy is starting to regulate and we are a good ways into the Mercury retrograde, and it can be a very karmic time. It can be a very introspective time, but karma can be positive or negative. And I feel like a lot of the karma that's been coming in and shifting has been very good, or something very good disguised as an upheaval. So I love you. Thanks for stopping by at Third Eye Exchange. Bye.